What if everything you needed, all the healing, the clarity, the empowerment was already within you, just waiting to be unlocked? Welcome to Michelle's Healing Haven podcast. Here is a space where your intuition is going to take the lead. Your transformation, let it begin. Here, dissolve those fears into trust. And healing, well, it's going to become a way of life. Thank you for being here and joining me on this journey. Before we dive in, I want to let you know that additional resources and insights from today's episode are going to be available at my blog on michelleshealinghaven.com. Check it out before or after the podcast. I will always try to put additional resources that are helpful. They could be books, it could be meditations, or just some simple information and tidbits that are very helpful. You can also sign up for my newsletter there as well. Hello, my name is Michelle, and thank you for being here. Today's episode is going to be based on energy. So we're going to get some understanding of energy, and we're going to look at how this affects our lives. So is everybody ready? Let's go. Okay. We are exploring today the power of energy and how subtle energy matters. Energy exists in everything. It flows through us. It flows around us, between us. Subtle energy doesn't have a physical form, but the presence, it's undeniable. You can walk in a room and you can feel how the room makes you feel. There is energy. We feel it in our emotions, our relationships, the spaces that we visit, places that we live. You feel energy shifts. We feel energy. When you think of energy in its ethereal sense, it's metaphysical, the more than physical sense, right? It's not confined to science, and it's not always measurable on the outputs, but it's the vibration and the frequency that matters. Everything in the universe is connected by frequency and energy. Like when you ripple a pond and the wave goes out, that little ripple causes so much change that you don't see in the moment. That's how energy also works. So this is going to be very important when we look at the world around us and the world inside of us. Our energy, it radiates outward. It attracts and interacts with everyone else around us. Why is that important? Why do we care about that, right? When talking about energy, there's different frequencies, different vibrations. Every person has their own signature frequency that makes them them. You are unique. Don't forget that. You are unique. Your energy is your energy. No one else has your energy. And no one else has the ability to do things the way that you do them. When somebody has a lot of higher vibrational energy, it genuinely attracts other high vibrational things. When you have a lower vibration, you can be pulled towards heavier, lower frequency things that resonate with that energy that's being put out. Our awareness of our energy, it's essential to growth. And a lot of times we overlook the power that energy has. Now, there's a couple of spiritual concepts that I will be talking about in later episodes, such as manifestation. We are constantly manifesting from the energy that we embody today. So be mindful of that. Working on and understanding your own personal energy, the energy of those around you, is going to allow you to understand what energy is yours, what you can do and control in the energy around you, and how your own part plays in your surroundings. Sometimes we get into a place where we feel like the energy of a place is our fault, and sometimes a lot of it is something that has nothing to do with us. So it's how do you discover that energetic frequency that you're in and grow it to bring more to life what you want, which I will get into the manifestation later, not today though. I feel genuinely that it's very important to understand energetically where you are before diving into a very heavy manifestation state. Reason being is we are always creating, we're always manifesting, we're always bringing things in. Sometimes things come delayed and we're like, when did I want this? Well, once upon a time, you might have told the universe that's what you wanted and you weren't clear enough. And it's okay to say no. When we become more mindful of how our thoughts and emotions affect that vibration, you can begin to shift your emotions and your thoughts into a flow, not necessarily resisting the universe, surrendering. If you've been in the spiritual community, you've heard it. Surrendering. It's giving up the control. Everything that comes in is almost a mirror of what we've experienced and how we're trying to grow from it. Being aware of our personal energy is essential. When we are more mindful of how our thoughts and our emotions affect our vibration, we're able to allow growth. We're able to allow the resistance to dissipate. There are many times that we find ourselves in situations where we always know, we know how to do this, we know how to do that. We don't realize there could be another way to do it that could have more growth. If we're caught in cycles of negative, fear-based patterns, our energy contracts. We pull back. We hold back. We might not choose things that we want because we think we have to. That's how it goes. You can't be happy. You can't do this. And there's a lot of can't, okay? That word is very important. How many times a day do you say, I can't do this? I shouldn't do that? Be mindful. Those are key words. It's how you take your energy and look at it in a non-judgmental way and find a solution. Even just believing there is a solution and being willing to find it, knowing that you can find it, shifts your energy. There's a book, and if you've ever had a tarot reading with me, watched me on TikTok or on YouTube, I have suggested this book quite a few times, but it is Dr. David Hawkins, and it's Letting Go, The Pathway to Surrender. That book is probably my favorite for explaining and understanding how energy works when it comes to subtle energy. There's nothing specific you have to believe to read that book. You could believe anything. But scientifically, it goes through explaining how that part of energy resonates and what kind of frequency that part of energy is giving. There's a turning point. Courage is your turning point. I highly recommend going to check out that book. I do have a sheet, if you want to go pull it up on the website, showing this beautiful cone structure. But you can see once you hit courage, the I can do it strength, your life flips. It's a very optimistic energy. That's the game changer. If you are looking for the game changer, that's where I'd start. I highly recommend reading that book if you are trying to understand the energy better. It's going to allow you to take an objective look on other people around you, understand where they're coming from. Understand, is this an energy that I can give to right now, or do I need to be more mindful and separate myself from this? Or how do I help this other person? It's going to give you more insight. Can also give you more insight on your parents, your grandparents, your best friends, and understanding that everybody is different and we're always going to be shifting in different energy frequencies. But where do you mostly reside? I'm also going to put just a little bit of an example on there of his description of each of the energies, couple sentences. Where do you mostly reside? I challenge you to be honest with yourself. Where do you mostly reside? Where would you like to be? There's a world of possibility out there. It takes time. It's not a quick fix either. So be patient with yourself. But understanding the energy and your energy and the choices that you make every day, they ripple out. We are all here to learn. We're all here to grow. So be patient with yourself. Our mindset plays an important role in all of this. through this process, you're going to see some of the gaps and be like, okay, well, I need to work on that. And that's okay. That's okay. We all have that. So don't get discouraged. You've got this. The way we think, what we believe, they shape the energy we carry. And oftentimes growing up, we pull in things that we don't even realize we still believe or why we believe it. Allow yourself to work through that. Just because you've always done something one way doesn't mean it's the only way. And just because you believe something since you were a child doesn't mean you believe it anymore. This is the time to work through the self-doubt, resentment towards the self or to other people. This is how you make decisions easier and better for you. It allows you to trust more, trust yourself more. The intuition, that's going to be our next podcast. How do I trust myself more? Well, you got to see where you're at first, okay? I highly recommend getting, if you don't have this book, it is able to be gotten on Amazon. I will link that as well. In the universe, the divine universe. We're going to just use divine universe for this. In the divine universe, you will never know everything. In the human mind, we will never know everything. But what I like about the book is it makes you understand it to the easiest capability, being human. When you choose to trust your choices, trust that you're getting where you need to go, trust that the universe is going to help you with X, Y, or Z. When you allow for possibility to help and to come into your life, when you allow possibilities to enter, you elevate your energy. You attract other circumstances. You also align more people that fit in your life. It's hard to let go. It's hard to let go of the old patterns, the beliefs, the unresolved emotions. Doing so allows you to grow. What I like most about the book is it explains how to process through some of the stuff and not just think about it and relive the trauma. How many times do we go back to past memories? We don't know how to clear it out, and we're trying to clear it out, and we're trying to clear it out, but all we do is mentally rethink about the process. That doesn't make anybody feel any better. It's not about ignoring the things that come up or ignoring the challenges. It's about allowing yourself to release what doesn't serve you. Your belief system served you to a point. It might have kept you safe. It might have kept you on track, but you're at a point now where who are you? Who do you want to be? Where do you want to go? It's irrelevant what everybody else thinks. What do you want to do? What do you want to do? Can you hear what you want to do? Getting to know yourself on an energetic level, in full honesty and vulnerability, you're going to understand where you want to go and where you are. And we're all growing. This isn't about perfection. It's about progress and growth. Everyone's journey is different. The more we understand our personal energy and understanding the why of where it is, focusing on where it could go, and looking at our past experiences, our patterns emotionally, we will be able to shift ourselves into a more aligned version of ourselves, a truer version, a version where you are just so excited and so driven. It does exist. It does exist. And it doesn't always exist the way we think it will. So don't put a cap on where you could go. I think that's the biggest thing I could say right now. Don't put a cap on where you could go. This process not only transforms how you see yourself, but it literally is going to show you about the people around you. You will have more compassion for yourself. You will have more compassion for those around you. If you're somebody who's learning boundaries, you'll learn better boundaries, but you'll do it out of compassion for yourself and still be able to give compassion to the people around you. Allowing yourself to let go of the things that don't serve, the things that are holding you back energetically, you will find the serenity, the empowerment, and you'll allow yourself to connect more with the universal life force energy. The energy all around you, we're all connected. It'll allow you to feel more grounded, know where you fit, Know, hey, this isn't part of my journey and I'm okay with that. Being mindful of energy and focusing on your energy does bring change. It changes your inner core. Your outer world might change, and that's okay. That's okay. Because the changes outside are going to clear out the things that aren't meant for you anymore. And that's okay, because it's going to clear the space for the things that are. So if things are changing in your life right now more than you might want them to, find the thing you're grateful for. That's going to take us to our next step, but allow yourself to understand what you're grateful for, because I can tell you, somewhere, somehow, deep inside of you, you asked for this change. Now, you might not understand why, but after every change in your life previously, when you look back, you're like, wow, I needed that. Wow, I came so far out of that. I learned this and that. So if you're in the middle of that right now, there's a reason, and you're shifting. Congratulations, you're moving forward. So remember, it's all happening the way it needs to happen. So I'm going to give a few ways on how to shift the energetic state. These are just a few things. I highly recommend delving more into this on a personal level. I do coaching as well. You can check my website if you want a discovery call. But here's a few little tidbits that are extremely useful. When you feel the most distant from yourself, angry, upset, anything where you're like, I don't know how, allow yourself to get out of the mind. Breath work is probably one of the easiest ways. There's many ways to do it, and you can't do it incorrectly. Breathing in and breathing out. You can breathe in for 4, hold the breath for 4, breathe out for 4, and wait for 4. Or experiment. Find other breathwork techniques. You can even Google breathwork techniques. Breathwork techniques are very useful, especially to get and calm the energy, especially if there's anxiety. Doing this for 5 or 10 minutes a day does help. Second tip, shifting some limiting beliefs. Where in your life is a belief that you hold limiting you? Your mindset directly impacts the energy you have, and we put a cap on it. The limiting beliefs. When you care about what other people think of you, you are limiting what you do. That's an example. But looking at some of the limiting beliefs and asking yourself, why do I have these? You can focus on affirmations and rewriting some of these beliefs. The third tip, practicing self-compassion. You are unique. You matter. You are important. And you are loved. How much energy of that do you give yourself daily? You are your number one person. You are the only person that's going to be with you forever. Are you sacrificing yourself for everybody else? Think about that. Where could you give yourself more love? Do you do things constantly that you really don't want to do, but everybody else wants you to do it? You are human. Embrace your humanness. You're not going to be perfect. Do one thing every day to show yourself compassion. Maybe it's talking in the mirror, telling yourself that you love yourself 10 times every morning. Find something that's for you. Give the energy back to the self. And what starts the whole transformation process is the focus back on how important you are. Put the energy into yourself authentically, genuinely, and you're going to see the shifts. It takes time. Be patient with it, but you will see the shifts. My journey with energy started after my dad had passed in 2020. I wasn't happy. I was just okay. I had my own job. I had my own apartment. I had everything that I could have. It was okay. I was okay. I felt like I had gotten a balance, and it was safe, and there we go. But I wasn't really happy. I was existing. I was at a bookstore in 2021, and I was in the clearance section, and I found a book. titled 15 Things You Should Give Up to Be Happy. It intrigued me because I was like, I've always wanted to be happy. Maybe it's just not for me. So I just put it down. And I picked it back up and I opened it and I was appalled. I read some of the titles of the chapters and I was like, this just sounds ridiculous. I don't need to do this and I don't need to do that. And I was very triggered at this concept of looking at some of the things that were listed. I was just like, this isn't going to help me. How does that help? And I was really fighting it. I put the book down. I walked around the store, looked at some other things. I think I picked up a poetry book. I love poetry. And then I came back to this book. And I was like, it's $8. It's worth the shot. But the book was scary to me. It meant change. And change can be scary. I think the biggest thing for me was one of the chapters is give up your excuses. Then we had give up blaming. I was 34 at that point, and I still blamed a lot of things on my childhood. There was a lot of limiting beliefs from the past that I lived in still. I was very afraid of trying new things, going new places. That book is very phenomenal, but it will trigger you, and it's meant to. It's meant to shine light on things that you might not think of. And I'm glad that it did it. It allowed me to go, okay, where am I putting excuses in my life? I would find every excuse not to do something because of the fear I had behind it. Excuses always made sense to me. I would literally make it make sense, make this whole story of why I couldn't do something. I could have just spent the energy on actually doing whatever it was. We are all here with the ability to grow. And not everybody grows the same way, doing the same thing at the same time. We're all on our own paths. So it's very crucial to not pay attention to what everybody else is doing. You don't also have to do everything alone. I also learned that. So allow yourself to find spots and places where you can be vulnerable with yourself. Triggers are things. Why is this triggering me? The more you are able to look at that, the less it'll have an effect on you and the more you'll grow. I want to say thank you to everybody who has come from other platforms, or if you are new, I am going to incorporate another part to my podcast that really hits home for me. I love reading inspirational posts, getting simple guidance of maybe things that I'm unsure of, or just overall guidance. So I'm going to pull 2 angel oracle cards every podcast, okay? So our pull for today, I have already shuffled. I am going to pull them. My intent is that they are for somebody who is listening. That is the intent. So don't overthink it. If it's not your message, it's not your message. Okay? Ooh, money is important to somebody here. All right, we have 525. Money. Wealth flows to those who have already believed that they have it. So this is going to deal with self-limiting beliefs, maybe around money, maybe around how you view money. Financial abundance wants to flow to you, but you must prepare your mindset for it. The key is feeling grateful for what you want as if you already have it. Think of one thing you want right now. Sit for a few moments in a quiet appreciation for its presence in your life, as if it is already manifested. So 525, we have money. What's the other message for the collective here? 893, trust universe. You need to step into the unknown. The universe has an abundance of opportunities for you, but you have to step up into the unknown to receive it. Your angels support you and remind you not to let fear hold you back from your growth. Stand in front of a mirror and repeat this to yourself. I can handle anything that comes my way with confidence and grace. Do this until it feels natural. It's the same courage energy. We're coming out already. Divine's given us some beautiful messages here. I will also post a picture of the cards on my blog, as well as a link to the oracle cards that I use. And when you start trusting yourself, finding other tools such as oracle cards, maybe even tarot, you can learn to understand yourself better. Believe that you can do it. Today, we delved into energy and how energy helps shape our lives for better or for not so better. The amazing part, you have all of the power to shift the energy. You have all of it. It's realizing it, finding it, and utilizing it. It's definitely possible. Maybe that's a limiting belief, not thinking it is possible, but it is possible. Becoming more aware of our frequency and our vibrations and our shifting mindsets, we are able to utilize the energy for our growth, for our expansion, for manifestation, okay? And to better hear our intuition. When fear is not in the way, you can hear yourself more clear. Yes, you can. And the journey, it's not about being right or making right decisions. It's making the choices out of who am I at this moment and where do I want to go? What do I want? And every small decision that we choose for ourselves in our authenticity, it's going to propel us. It's finding who am I at the core. In the next episode, I'm going to be speaking about the intuition, how to trust it, how to recognize it, when it isn't the intuition, how to know that, and more. Don't forget to visit my blog on my website at michelleshealinghaven.com for additional insights from today's episode. And I want to thank you for joining me today on our very first episode. Until next time, may your energy freely flow and may your heart stay open.